video. Larry, say something real quick.
Something real quick.
Yeah, okay, cool. We did it. Don't bump the desk.
Don't bump the desk. Don't bump the desk. Don't bump the desk. Don't bump the desk. Don't bump the desk.
Yeah. Starting the recording.
Welcome back, everybody. It's another episode of World 1-1 Podcast. I am your host, as always, Larry the Bearded Wonder. With me, together in the same fucking room, which is why there's only 2 windows instead of 3. We have Corey in ultra high def, Hudson Derrick.
Yes, we're here. We did it.
You are
Yes.
You are there.
I'm there.
But
I'm
you're not here.
I'm not there, but I'm here.
You totally should have been here last month.
I know. I'm sorry.
You can come here. You can come here next month. We're throwing a Halloween party.
You mean this month, since it's October 1st?
Yeah, this month. Fine. Screw you. Whatever. We're throwing a Halloween party, and I'm breaking out the pumpkin cake.
Oh boy, that sounds dangerous.
Sounds disgusting.
It's fantastic, and honestly, the best part of the pumpkin cake is like 2 days later. But we'll get to that later. So, and also joining us in the same room as Corey in Ultra High Def is Eddie, Nestle Magic Head B.
Hello, everybody.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Yeah.
We have done it.
Woo! Whoa, that was bad. Yes! That was a bad high five.
Yeah, and we've been high-fiving each other all week long.
I know.
Weekend.
It's been a long weekend, though, to be fair. We've recorded so much
I
stuff.
think we got about, 8 hours of material?
More than that, probably like closer to 10. And we still have our selects to record.
Yes.
Larry, you missed a good weekend.
I know. It's been a busy weekend. And say you and I were going to get together and do some shit, and then we didn't do any shit.
I know, it's because Ed and I were too busy doing all the shit.
Never mind. We just totally replaced the episode title from "Don't Bump the Desk" to "Doing All the Shit."
Yep. At least it's not called bumping all the shit.
Wow.
Nope, that's now the new title.
Wow. I don't even know what to say now. It's cool.
Holy hell. Eddie, what have you been playing this week?
I've been playing Metroid Samus Returns. Got 4 more Metroids that I need to finish. Been also playing Destiny 2, getting close to the end with the the storyline. And pretty much in Gears of War 4, I was getting my tail kicked on hardcore, but loving every minute.
witnessed it.
Yeah,
It's because he traded in his shotgun for a boom shot.
and the Super NES mini classic.
Yeah!
Hey.
Woo!
Yup.
Yeah, we played a lot of that.
Yeah.
Ed beat me in Mario Kart. It was pretty bad. It took me like 2.5 races to finally get the controls down in Mario Kart for
And I was
Super
just
Nintendo.
driving.
Yeah. Well, like, I was just like, at that first level, there's all these little bumps, and they make you feel like you're jumping, and I thought my controller was defective. Because, like, there's all these little bumps, and it makes you feel like you're jumping. So, but anyways, yeah, Super Nintendo Classic's great.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Super sweet.
Played some Contra also.
Yeah?
Don't ask me how I did at Contra.
You didn't get your spread shot?
Nah, I
You
got.
did get the spread shot.
I did, but
You lost it.
for like 5
If you
seconds.
got the spread shot, you should have been, like, just killing everything.
No, sometimes you gotta remember that when it's bullet hell like Contra, you're not paying attention to the low shots that's coming at you.
It's true.
Give you a low shot coming right at you.
You won't do it yet.
And Corey, what have you been playing?
Oh, jeez, what haven't I been playing?
Destiny 2, right?
Yeah, Destiny 2. Finally beat the Destiny 2 raid. That was pretty exciting. It was stressful and exciting at the same time. FIFA on Switch, by the way. If you're a soccer fan at all, it's really good on Switch. And even Ed's gonna pick it up. Mario plus Rabbids still going strong. Octopath Traveler demo still real good. But that's kind of what I've been playing, and the SNES Classic Edition. But
do you feel that you've kind of explored everything that the Octopath Traveler demo has to offer yet?
Primrose, yes. I haven't done the Knights campaign yet, so it's
okay.
Yeah, it's I still want to get through that. But man, that game is just really good. That game's music is phenomenal, and the still art that they use for like loading screens and stuff. I want a coffee table art book of just Octopath Traveler when it comes out, because that's how good the art is in this game.
Nice.
So
that's always nice to hear.
Yeah,
that makes me happy.
It really reminds me of, like, remember, probably like definitely old school Final Fantasy, but later on they didn't really do so much of it, but like the kind of painterly kind of watercolor with like the kind of pencil drawn lines, but more watercolor in terms of the painting and stuff. It's just, that's what it all looks like, and it's really just phenomenal. So
right on.
Yeah. What have you been playing, Larry?
So
Metroid: Samus Returns, Super Metroid Fusion.
Yes, no. I have been fiddling around with Samus Returns again, just kind of off and on here and there. I've actually been playing a lot of my 3DS this week, just because my Switch was out for repair, but it did come back on Friday, and all my save files were intact. So thank Christ I didn't lose 200 plus hours of Breath of the Wild, because that would have been fuck you.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, I'd have
been upset.
Cloud saves, motherfuckers. Get it done. Seriously. So, what else have I been playing? Finished playing Mega Man 2. What else did we do? I have been fiddling around with some Super Metroid on my 3DS while I was waiting in line for my SNES Mini on Thursday night. Also been playing some original SteamWorld Dig, because it's just so easy to go back to. And now that my Switch is back, I polished off a run of Sonic Mania. I finally finished the Titanic Monarch Zone, which, God, that thing was just way too long. That, like, all the rest of that game is so well done. That one zone goes for far too long. It's too damn much. Cut that shit in like half. It would have been appropriate. But that being said, now it's time to go back and fiddle with picking up all the Chaos Emeralds, and then playing through his Tails, and then playing through his Knuckles, and then playing through his Sonic and Tails together, and then Knuckles and Knuckles, and all the options.
Knuckles and Knuckles, the dream.
That game, yeah. I mean, that game literally just makes me want to go back and play it again, and then again, in like every possible variation.
And then again, Knuckles.
Pretty much. Like, Knuckles is my go-to. Like, I was at Best Buy the other day, and I saw some Sonic and some Tails little plushies. I'm like, why can't I have a Knuckles plushie? This is bullshit. I want a little cuddly Knuckles. Fuck you.
Cuddly Knuckles.
Right.
That's right.
And Knuckles.
Cuddly Knuckles and Knuckles, yeah.
There's
another good episode title right there.
No,
Jesus.
not that again.
Cuddly Knuckles. and Knuckles with a cover system.
Played a little bit of Rayman Legends Definitive Edition demo on Switch as well, just because I wanted to play the Castle Rock section. That is literally the only part of that I wanted to do anything with, because I love playing the Castle Rock stage. So, their beautiful little mumbly iteration of Black Betty always makes me happy. So, but yeah, that's what's been on my playlist. Other than oh no, I can't say I was playing it per se, but I was sitting back and watching the girlfriend play through Star Fox or Breath of the Wild rather. So there's been numerous hours of that this weekend in my house, and then playing some of the stuff on the SNES Mini. Star Fox 1 has not aged gracefully, and that's literally all I played on my SNES Mini at this point, is just enough to unlock Star Fox 2, and I had intentions of playing some Star Fox 2 before we started this, and just did not get time to do it. So
Star Fox 2 is really interesting. It is
Odd.
Yeah, it's we did there's actually a Let's Play up on the NGR YouTube page, and watching Ed play that, like the way, like if it's first person like that, I would not want inverted controls, and there's no way to change the inverted controls.
oh,
And so, like, I understand, like, I like inverted controls when we are flying some kind of aircraft in a game, because it makes sense for me. But, like, if you're in first-person mode, like, then it's just like, okay, I'm in first-person mode. I need normal.
standard, yeah.
That coupled with the fact that you're using a D-pad, not a joystick at all, was really, like... Star Fox 2 is an interesting piece for history's sake, but not really a game you want to go back and play at all. Like, it's cool to see, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to learn how to play it and love it, but at the same time, it's like, Star Fox 2 is not a great game.
Uh-oh.
Well,
That
it
does...
works when it's like, when the levels are styled, that's the regular Star Fox.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's at points that it's open and you got to follow the arrows that they put you in, because you have those controls, when you want to go up to follow it and you press up, you start going down.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, I forgot that this game has those introverted controls.
Yeah.
So it messes up you following
The
that,
controls are introverted? They don't like going out and talking to people?
Nope.
Nope.
The Chicken Walker sections, though, did look pretty interesting.
Yeah, those was fun.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some cool aspects of it. Like, you know, we ended up seeing in Star Fox Command for DS and Star Fox Zero. I'm going to keep getting those backwards. Star Fox 2 and Star Fox Zero. I'm going to get those backwards.
Oh, wow.
But, like, we saw the Chicken Walker in Star Fox Zero, which was cool to see in its kind of primitive form. But, yeah, I think the bad outweighs the good parts of Star Fox. I can't believe they got it running on a Super Nintendo, though. Like, it was pretty impressive for that. So,
I heard it got real framey, though.
yeah, it runs at like 8 frames a second. It's bad.
Ouch.
It's like a slideshow.
Jesus.
Like, not all the time, but there's certain
like
sections
it's just
where it
above
runs at,
playing Myst.
yeah, kind of, pretty much. So,
That's a
but yeah,
shame.
Star Fox 2 is interesting, but not. I mean, it's cool that they released it, but like, there's at least 19 better games on this thing than Star Fox 2. Probably
All
all
right,
20.
I would say, what was the one game that belongs under Star Fox 2 then?
Well, I was just going to say Star Fox and Star Fox 2 belong in kind of the same category for me. It's just really rough to try to go back to those.
Yeah.
For me, Star Fox I could really play and get into still. Like, it still feels good. I think I'm a little more
Eddie,
I'm an
you just
expert
made Star
now to
Fox
play.
sound like it was like a woman. I could really get into her. She just still feels really good. And I will never get that image out of my head. Eddie is now just having sex with an old SNES cartridge.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's better than having sex with an animal or getting married to one.
Ooh. Ouch.
I don't care if you're in love, you can't marry a fucking snapping turtle.
Why not?
Because you really want to... For Christ's sakes, they made a Cards Against Humanity answer card about that. Snapping turtle biting the end of your dick.
Ouch. No
Yeah,
thanks.
there's your answer.
Nope.
Right
No
there's
thanks.
your answer.
Somebody probably turned on by that.
I'm sure somebody is. There's something for everyone, guys.
Yeah, there is. So, but, so news. Eddie, pick a news story. Let's start.
Oh my goodness. Well, there
Scott,
was
there's been a lot.
That some customers, some associates at Violation was laid off. So what was cool was that Naughty Dog on Twitter actually put out a hiring thing for Violation to be like, if you guys get a
Volition?
job, we're hiring. So hopefully those guys will find a job. Because Agents of Mayhem didn't sell well, it seems that it put Volition in financial trouble. So,
I mean, I think that's just like, I don't know. I feel like, Saints Row got so popular with like 3, and then 4 was kind of well received in terms of like players buying it and stuff. But then like Agents of Mayhem just kind of, I understand they wanted to try something new, but still keep it in the Saints Row universe. But I feel like the marketing behind Agents of Mayhem was bad. I feel like it should have been a co-op multiplayer game instead of a single-player game. Like, there's so many cool aspects of Agents of Mayhem that could have been easily translated into a single-player or a multiplayer type thing.
Yeah.
And I think like that mixed with it trying to be a hero shooter in a single player space really kind of, people were like, well, if I'm going to play an open world game that's like this, I'm going to wait for Crackdown. Or if I want to play a hero shooter, I'm going to play Overwatch. I feel like, establishing a new IP and mixing those two genres is very risky, and it just didn't turn out for them. Which sucks because it was a cool premise, like cause mayhem in an open world, kind of like Crackdown, but all the characters have different abilities.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just sad to see, just because Volition is a pretty talented studio.
Agreed. It's always sad to see any studio shutting down.
Yeah, and they've been around for a long time. So for a good what's almost 2 systems, PS3 and part of PS1?
Volition didn't Volition do one of the Red Faction games?
Yeah.
So PS2-ish era.
Didn't
they do Red Faction 2?
I think so. Let me see.
But I mean, either way, it's sad. It's really, really sad. I feel bad, but I mean, at least studios are reaching out, like Naughty Dog and stuff, to where like they want to hire people and they're gonna try to help place these people in the right spots, So
Yeah.
So Hugh Hefner passed away at the age of 91.
That's not game news.
No, but I mean, he does have that.
I take that back. We can relate that. It's game news because his game was strong.
But do you remember the Playboy video game that came out for PS2?
yeah, it was kind of like The Sims, but
Yeah, that's all it was. Here's Sims with a little more boobs.
Yeah.
isn't that all we want from The Sims, guys?
I thought we wanted to get everyone stuck in the pool and set it on fire.
But with boobs.
That fair. Should have had an added mechanic where you could see all the implants melting when it was on fire.
Oh, jeez. That's scary. That's scary. Darkest
I'd have paid
Dungeon.
for that. That would have been hilarious.
Yeah. Darkest Dungeon might be coming to Switch.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I missed this.
Red Hook Studios teased Darkest Dungeon for Switch earlier this week, where they just said, wait for it, and then there's a picture on their Twitter. Let me see if I can pull the picture up. But yeah, it's Darkest Dungeon, like gameplay in handheld, in like a handheld type mode, and like I think it zooms out, and they're playing it on Switch. So yeah, cool.
Makes you wonder how many developers have actually been playing around with moving their games to Switch and have got it running, but they may never actually see the light of day. So, like, how many Switch games are out there that we'll never get to play?
Probably a lot. Depending on how Doom, I think depending on how Doom does this year, or I want to say Wolfenstein 2.
I think maybe Wolfenstein's the bigger thing, the bigger game, because it's new.
It's new. Yeah.
What about Skyrim?
Dude, Skyrim sells well everywhere it's at. It doesn't even matter. You could put it on like a microwave and people would buy it. Like, just throwing it out there.
This is true. Why wasn't Skyrim included on the SNES Mini, guys?
I don't know, but did you see that box art that Bethesda tweeted out? They tweeted out a couple of games to celebrate the SNES Classic release, and it was all box art of like Skyrim, Doom, and what was the other one? Wolfenstein?
I think Wolfenstein.
Yeah, and they're all in the form of Super Nintendo cartridge boxes. It was awesome.
Oh, that's
Super
fantastic.
Castlevania.
Yeah, it was awesome. Skyrim looked awesome. It reminded me of ActRaiser a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh man, can we get a new
I know,
ActRaiser,
man.
please?
Oh,
Yes, someone
I don't know
bring
who
that
owned
shit
the
back.
rights to it.
Can we just get ActRaiser 2 proper instead of the crappy ActRaiser they gave us? ActRaiser 2.
What
you're saying
I
is,
see what you're talking about.
We didn't really get ActRaiser 2. It's more like we had YakRaiser 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Being the 2D.
Yeah, like I want like a real ActRaiser 2 where like they add the God mode and the game.
action.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Have very good sound effects, and the soundtrack is still amazing to this day.
Yeah.
Well, did you know that there's bootleg Star Fox 2 SNES cards already for sale online?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't expect that to take long at all.
Especially because these things are pretty easy to hack anyway, it seems like.
Yeah. So in potentially divisive news, the newest upcoming Splatfest is going to be, does the toilet paper hang to the front or to the back?
I mean, who's putting the toilet paper in the back? I want to know who those people are.
Bunch of ruthless fucking savages.
Who are these people? No, you pull it in the front.
I can actually say that.
No, Ed, if you say toilet paper goes in the back, you're walking home.
Oh, God, tell me we're going to have a fight right on the show.
Come on, listen up. Hold
Corey's just going to punch you the fuck out.
Listen to me. At some jobs, when you have to change the toilet paper, they show in instructions that you got to put it in the back.
Well, they're wrong.
Well, that's the business, and you have to follow the.
You know what? When I do my business, I like the toilet paper in the front.
Well, that's at your house.
Glad I started this shit.
I'm just saying, who's putting the toilet paper in the back at home when you're sitting there? Why? It's harder to rip. It's harder to rip. It's farther away. Granted, like 4 inches away.
Easier to roll.
But no.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, it is.
Now, who's rolling the toilet paper back up? Whose toilet paper is so heavy it's falling on the ground?
When you're taking it out, the roll is easier to get instead of doing the front, because sometimes it gets stuck. My mom puts it in the back, and I take it from the back.
That
Shut
also
up,
sounds
Larry, before
horrible,
you
and
say
I'm so
anything
going to clip
what I
that
just
out of
said.
context for later. I'm so clipping that out of context, and I'm saving that for later. Like 3 months down the road, when you've forgotten, it's going to end up in pre-roll.
Oh, I mean, sorry, backwards toilet paper is just gonna lose.
But it's your preference. It's up to your personal preference. It is.
No, it's not.
Okay.
We need a law that says all toilet paper must face forward.
Where I think someone probably has a rule thing for that for bathrooms.
Well, good. Deserve it. Oh, man. Wow. Okay.
So, in non-divisive news, a preview for upcoming title Scorn came out this week, alongside a fairly successful-looking Kickstarter. I'm going to drop a link to that in the show notes, so you can all check that out. But holy shit, I sent a link to both Corey and Eddie to take a look. I know Eddie took a look, and this thing just immediately on my radar. Holy crap, it looks awesome. It looks kind of like a melding of Metroid Prime and Silent Hill and Dead Space all together, and this just makes me happy in every way, shape, and form.
Can we get a new Dead Space, by the way?
Yeah, amen. We've been preaching that for months.
Like, I'm not a big fan of horror games, but I really like Dead Space 1.
Yeah, EA's not going to do it. There's no money in it no more.
I don't care. I don't care. I want a new Dead Space anyway. They made Mirror's Edge.
I would at least settle for the Dead Space trilogy on Switch.
But they would let Mirror's Edge
or even just full-blown high-def Dead Space trilogy on my Xbox One. I mean, I'd love to have it to go on my Switch, but I'd also like it, polished up a little bit. Either of those would be great. I'll take either. I'll just put it all out, and I will spend all my fucking money on it.
Yeah. I'd pretty much buy any game if it came to Switch.
No, there's a few that, I'm looking at going, it looks neat, but I don't want it. It's not my kind of neat. Other one coming up too, by the way, for Switch, kind of flying under the radar. Check out previews for Tiny Barbarian. Looks excellent.
Yeah, it's like that weird, cool, like brawler / platformer thing. That's like really cool art style.
The art style kind of reminds me of Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I think we talked about that a couple months ago on Pal Block.
Yeah.
When they kind of it's getting a physical copy too, so you collectors out there.
Yep, for $30. It's kind of looking hot.
Yeah.
So that's a good one to keep an eye out for as well.
Barbarian was hot like me.
Go to that corner over there.
I can't. There's a trash can and a table and a bunch of stuffed animals.
Plus, if he gets up, he's going to bump the desk.
I'm going to bump the desk and trip over this computer, and then we won't have a show at all.
I'm going to just walk out the room and laugh. I'm just going to end the podcast right now. I'm just be like, I'm done.
Don't bump the desk. Don't bump the desk. Don't bump the desk.
Toilet paper goes in the front. Yeah, toilet paper goes in the front.
Larry, are you planning to get on Cuphead?
I am, as soon as there's some extra funds laying around. I'm several games backlogged. The big ones that I'm backlogged right now on picking up are Cuphead, Golf Story, and SteamWorld Dig 2.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people have been picking up all three of those games. SteamWorld Dig 2, they said they kind of made their money back from development, so that's good.
Yeah,
it doesn't surprise me that happened. I mean, SteamWorld Dig was already amazing, and as far as I know, it did fairly well on the 3DS where it started. And then again, it got re-released on several other platforms as part of a pack with SteamWorld Heist, which is an amazing pack. I would love to see all three together on a cartridge on my Switch, though.
Mm-hmm.
I really think, especially actually SteamWorld Heist, I think could benefit from coming over to Switch, because Switch has that wonderful, long widescreen format, and SteamWorld Heist really kind of lends itself to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I never played SteamWorld Dig.
It's pretty good. I'm surprised they don't have a 3DS collection.
Look at Larry's face. He looks like
No, I'm not. I'm sad for you, is what I am. I mean, SteamWorld Dig is phenomenal, and it's seriously get your hands on it and play it. It won't take you real long to rip through a single run, and it is, at least to me, it is infinitely replayable because every time you start a new game, the positions of most everything rearrange.
Okay.
Like the little sub rooms are always the same layout, but the main cave rearranges itself every time.
That's cool.
I'll have to play it.
I think I might
That's
have
one
it
of
on
those games that
3DS.
for a long time I would take my 3DS to work, and that would be my game that I would play at work while I'm on the phone because it takes no brain power and it is relaxing.
Yeah,
So
someone still compare it to Dig Dug for some reason.
yeah,
That's a
no,
plus.
I'm surprised
It's-
Namco
it's-
hasn't just ripped it off and done a Dig Dug.
Dig
clone.
Dug World or
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but no,
I
it's got elements of Dig Dug and elements of Metroid put together.
wonder why Pac-Man Championship is the only game like Namco, like really.
I know they have so many like classic arcade IP that they could do stuff with. Like even if they didn't make a SteamWorld clone, they could do like a Dig Dug Championship edition where you're like kind of, I don't really know how you do that, but like, you know what I mean? They could do that championship edition style thing for a lot of their arcade IP.
Yeah,
Man.
I'd love to see Ridge Racer come back. I want some more Ridge Racer again.
Ridge Racer.
Ridge Racer.
is it ready to come back though?
No,
I wonder.
Ridge Racer's never ready to come back. It just shows up.
Pretty much.
It's just like, we're here, buy us. And
Well,
we're here at the beginning of the console generation, so you'll buy a cool racing game because there's
Well,
nothing else out yet.
Wasn't there a point that it stopped coming to arcades and was going more to the PlayStation systems?
Yeah, I think the PlayStation 3 got, 3 Ridge Racer games?
I think so.
They're really?
Yeah, 6, 7, and something else. It wasn't 8, it was like a spin-off.
Yeah.
I wonder.
A Ridge Racer spin-off. Who needs
Wow.
that?
I'm like, well, because I wonder why Ridge Racer did like the Need for Speed or like Burnout kind of games
Yeah.
for their series.
I think Ridge Racer just kind of fell off the wayside because they didn't have the licensed cars the way that Need for Speed or Burnout did. And like now that, you know, Need for Speed is kind of making a comeback, and Forza has Forza Horizon now, and there's just so many good arcadey racing games out there now that maybe they just don't. They think the market is saturated, and
That's
Ridge Racer wouldn't make it.
it's so weird.
It's a
So
shame.
what we got Drive Club, Project Cars, Gran Turismo, Forza Horizon, or do you just want to consider that all Forza?
I just Forza.
Just Forza.
I mean,
No,
Horizon's a little.
You've got to split that.
Horizon's a little more arcadey, but it still has the feel and the realness of motorsport. It's just like it's a little bit more arcadey.
One of them is here racing a track, and one of them is here racing a city.
Yeah, I don't know.
One of them's all about like that free
I still
roam.
want to get
and-
Horizon 3. I haven't played it yet.
I should have.
Horizon 3 is awesome.
Yeah.
Do get it. It is excellent.
Maybe I'll pick it up on a sale because it's usually on sale like every other week. It'll probably be
Yeah.
on sale the week Forza 7 comes out. So maybe I'll pick that up.
Probably, yeah. If not, they'll
I
probably
would-
do it like Gates for Gold.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see them putting like Forza Horizon 3 or 2, probably 3 at this point, like next year when Horizon 4 comes out. Like, I mean, I'm assuming that's what's coming next year, right? Is Horizon 4?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because last year or this year, whatever it was Forza Motorsport. So yeah, Horizon's in next year again.
Yeah. So there's like about like five racing games in that stuff. 5 or 6 games of series.
Yeah.
I know. I miss just that super arcadey racing that Ridge Racer does so well, though.
You know what we need? San Francisco Rush.
No, we do not.
We're gonna bring back some Crazy Taxi.
Crazy Taxi!
Just give me Outrun. I think Outrun for me kind of started off like driving games.
For me, it was Rad Racer for NES.
Oh my goodness!
That game was
Rad
bad.
Racer. Oh shit! What was the one on Sega that had the loop de loop?
Virtual.
No, it wasn't that. Oh shit! No, I don't remember.
Because it's for Genesis, right?
Yeah, I used to play it all the time.
It
Oh,
was
it's gonna drive me nuts.
not virtual racing. It was something. I know what you're talking about because in when they were showing
And you could
commercials
always
for
run
that
into
game,
the cow.
yeah, when they was showing commercials for that game, they always showed that loop part for the commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me and my brother actually rented that for like $2 and a bag of free popcorn.
Hard driving. That's what it was.
Oh, wow.
Hard driving.
We need Road Rash to come back too.
They did bring Road Rash back, I think for PC.
No, it was the knockoff one. It was the one where they wanted to make a Road Rash inspired game.
That's it. Okay.
But it wasn't. Yeah.
Because I was just like, did they bring? I thought they actually brought back Road Rash.
Yeah.
Of course, the Sight Bike is that is the RC program for the NES.
I would love a new Excite Bike too. Remember Excite Bike 64?
Oh, Eddie, you just gave me a great idea. We're going to put out a spin-off to RC Pro-Am Racing, except we're going to replace all the cars with Rams. And it's going to be RC Pro-Ram. Instead of motors and engines revving, you're just going to hear Rams going, bah.
Someone probably already got that as a mod for the PC.
I need to play it right now.
There's some kind of emulation for it.
RC Pro-Am Racing. Yes.
What about, well, no, because see, that's getting into the Mario Kart series. You kind of want to stay in the racing series. Cause, and I would separate the F-Zero series by its own. Because, like Wipeout F-Zero and Fast Racing Neo, like, that's their own kind of fast racing game. And then arcade / realistic, like Burnout Paradise, where the Crash games would be, like I said, with Mario Kart. Sonic Racing, I think that would be like with the Crash games. I know the All Stars, the Transformer ones would be it.
That game was really good. And then we got Mario Kart 8, and then everybody forgot about it.
Pretty much.
The game was good though. Yeah.
But I don't know about other racing game for a series. Well, is it Colin McRae or something like that?
Yeah, but
Oh, Colin McRae, Rally Racing?
Yeah.
did he die recently?
I don't know.
I don't either.
And then like Monster Jam, Monster Truck. Because
Yeah,
there was
Monster
that one
Jam's coming to Switch.
Well, yeah. Because there wasn't that game for DS.
I don't remember. I don't. You know, Ed, if it's not Mario Kart, I'm probably not following it.
So
Or
here's another piece of news that I'm really curious to hear some thoughts on. The Nintendo Creators or YouTube Partners Program, or whatever the fuck they call it now, has said no more live streaming from its affiliates.
Yeah.
I know my initial reaction was, I'm guarantee you this is at least in part in response to that fuckwit PewDiePie saying stupid shit on his live stream. But
Yeah, we were
do
just
you,
talking
do you
about
think
that.
there's anything else beyond that involved in this decision?
No, I honestly think like Nintendo is so wrapped up in controlling their image and the images of their games to where, like, you know, they already have a ton of restrictions on their creators program anyway, and now like you can't really control what people say live, right? You just can't. It's impossible. And so, you know, some of these other companies look at live streaming as like free advertising, you know, influencers sell games, stuff like that. But Nintendo is so into kind of having respect and honor for their brand, and they want everybody else to do the same for their brand, so they're just cutting it at the source so a PewDiePie situation doesn't happen. You know, I think like they just want to avoid that situation however they can, and by just cutting off the live stream at the source is like that's their way of doing it. Which, there's a lot of Nintendo games I would like to live stream, but at the same time, it's like if I'm going to live stream, I'm going to Twitch, and
which raises another great question. How long until Nintendo starts trying to take on Twitch?
I mean, they've tried a little bit, I think, right? I think like some of their games they've tried to do that. But I think Twitch is such an open platform and it's not as controlled as YouTube is that it's just harder for them to crack down on that stuff.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Plus, Nintendo doesn't really have any games unless they're doing like games done quick or something. Like they don't really have any games that people enjoy, like a mass amount of audience enjoy watching a stream of. Like it's not Destiny, it's not Dota, it's not League of Legends, it's not Overwatch, it's not PUBG, it's not like something competitive. So like, the only game I think would be almost worth watching on a stream would be like a Smash Brothers tournament, or maybe Mario Kart at some point, at some level. But
for some people, Splatoon 2.
Yeah, that's true. Splatoon 2. Like, if you get two really, really good teams playing against each other.
Yeah.
But then again, Nintendo doesn't have that in place in the game to where you can team up with your friends unless you have 4 friends and the app and all this stuff to the point where people are just like, well, it's easier for me to jump into Destiny and play with my friends, or it's easier for me to jump into Rainbow Six Siege and jump in with my friends to the point where they're just like, I'm not even going to deal with all this extra stuff for Nintendo, so...
Yeah.
But, I mean, I agree. Splatoon is a good one.
Right, because some people will probably go back to the first Splatoon.
Yeah. Splatoon 1's great, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So that's all I got for this week. I mean, I think we hit on most of the big shit, really.
Yeah.
I think, actually, YouTube is...
I mean, YouTube's cracking down on a bunch of stuff now, too. We were just watching a video earlier about all that, where they're, like, changing all the stuff for their, I don't know, what
their
was
creators program.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, something about Patreon. Like, they're trying to fight people that still not to use Patreon.
There's some changes involving posting external links to outside revenue sources like Patreon and the like. So, a good one to check out to kind of keep up on all the nuts and bolts of that is Philip DeFranco. He does a great job covering that shit.
But don't he got his own website now? Because he left YouTube, right?
He's still on YouTube. I mean, all his stuff goes on YouTube, but he does have his own thing that he's doing now. But he does put all the content on YouTube as well.
Yeah, I just think, like, the way he set it up is, like, he makes money through the things that he's doing over here, but YouTube is just, like, the extra stuff now. YouTube's not his primary
so much
thing anymore.
Stuff is really getting demonetized through YouTube anyways that there's just no way to continue to do that on YouTube for him.
Yeah.
But
I think people are ready for Vimeo to, like, really catch up and do something like that. Because if Vimeo allows people to monetize, I think a lot of people are going to be leaving YouTube and going to Vimeo.
I think a lot of people too are just watching archived Twitch streams too now. Like in terms of like the Let's Play market, or like people who are looking for guides and stuff. I think a lot of people are watching Twitch archive streams now, or where YouTube is more kind of what we're doing now, is like doing podcasts and having reaction videos and stuff. And it's less the gameplay stuff. Don't get me wrong, there's still a ton of guides and stuff on YouTube, but like, if people want to watch their favorite personality kind of stay up to date on games and what they think of games, they're going to go watch a Twitch stream or an archived Twitch video.
Yeah. Just
because Amazon isn't going to crack. Amazon's not cracking down the way Google is cracking down on YouTube. So, I don't know. It's a weird place to be in. And like, there was another thing that I was listening to. I mean, I think it was on the video you were watching earlier. Was like, YouTube's still not profitable.
Yeah.
So, they're trying to cut their costs. They're still in an investment stage, technically. So, like, they're trying to cut all these things for them to be profitable. And I wonder if that has a lot to do with it, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Speaking of-
one thing if Google's making money off YouTube, like maybe they would ease up on some of these things, but like the fact that they're still not making money on YouTube and it's 11 years old, 12 years old at this point, like, yeah.
I think it's because they lost what the platform used to be about.
Yeah.
And, with creators...
It used to be about chocolate rain.
Chocolate rain.
That's right.
I mean, it used to be something that you could find almost anything on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And now it feels like you really can't.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Well, I mean, I think that has to do, too, with games that are interesting to watch now, too, is like these games, these service games are like, like Rainbow Six Siege. Like, there's not really a guide to that game, but that's a very popular game on Twitch. Whereas on YouTube, like, it's one of the lower games on YouTube because you don't really need a guide for that because it's a competitive multiplayer game. So people want to watch people murder people instead of, like, oh, here's a guide on how to use this, agent or whatever.
But I wonder if people are watching YouTube when it comes to video games. Are you watching something like Final Fight, like it's a level by level kind of game versus a competitive game like Rainbow Six or Destiny?
Yeah, I think to that point, like I think a lot of people are watching like Breath of the Wild, for example. There are a ton of videos on how to beat the shrines, and that's where people are going for that kind of stuff. Okay. Whereas, like, to be honest, like, a lot of Destiny videos, unless you're Dado or, like, My Name is Bife or Professor Bro, he's like, those personalities on YouTube also have Twitch channels that are popular. So people who watch them on Twitch will go back and watch their archive videos on YouTube to see how to get certain weapons or certain gear sets. So, like, the content they're providing on Twitch is, like, even within the same game is different than the content they're providing on YouTube.
Okay. Like when it comes to gaming stuff for YouTube, besides watching like The Know and some podcasts, I really like the historic stuff and the retrospectives and the reflections about games. Like it's good when you have someone break down a series, and I'm like, that's cool that they did that. Mm-hmm. That's a good archive or a video game history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways, this is all like it's going to be harder and harder. Like, it's going to be harder and harder for people to get into becoming a quote unquote YouTuber, and actually really being sustain their living. It's going to be harder and harder to do that.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's having to find alternative methods. Patreon, of course, is the big one right now. But there are a few others.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's. I think that's all I got this week. I really had no intention of digging that deep into the YouTube mess, but I'm glad we did. There's some worthwhile stuff going on there that's worth, keeping an eye on to see what and how that develops. Mm-hmm. It's a platform that's gone through a lot of changes in the last 2-3 years and is by no means done, evolving or growing. The question is, what is it growing into, and what are they trying to steer it towards becoming? So, because somewhere in the background that somebody has an idea of what they want it to be, but then you've got a whole community out there that says, yeah, no, we're going to abscond it and use it for this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I think it's because the advertisers. I think that's been a big thing that really affected YouTube right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no doubt that that's the case. I mean, that's probably the biggest driving reason behind all of it. But it'll be curious to see how a lot of those personalities adapt to those changes that are going on.
Yeah.
But Eddie, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at @BretcherCode, and you can check out my podcast, Optional Opinion, on SoundCloud.
That was awfully short.
Oh, shit. I like that. Can we keep that version?
Yeah, let's just keep that version. Well, I guess it's my turn now, isn't it? You can find me at Corey and UHD on Twitter. Thanks, Larry. I'm keeping it forever. You can find me at Corey and HD on Instagram and Twitch. You can find me on NGR Radio also, and Powblock and Arsenal X, and as well as the show. Yeah. Big family shows. Larry, we need to talk soon, or maybe sometime this week about getting some stuff going.
Definitely. I mean, you and I have been floating a few ideas on growing a little more content for the NGR platform. There's a few other things that we need to definitely go over, but that's for off-air shit. Anyways, yeah. So World 1-1 Podcast, you can, of course, find us at our home at shoutengine.com. Click like and follow all the news and updates on the Facebook page. Also check us out on Twitter, World1_1 Podcast. We've got all of our episodes rebroadcasting and streaming on Twitch at World 11 Podcast, all spelled out on Twitch. You can also find us on iTunes. We appreciate the ratings and the reviews. If you put those up on iTunes, it makes us a little bit more visible, a little easier to find. You can, of course, find us on YouTube on the NGR channel, Nerds Gone Rogue. We appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button, click the little bell icon there, get the notifications when all of our new good shit goes up, and when we go live recording stuff throughout the week. And you can also find us up on Google Play Music. Hit your subscribe button, get the newest episodes auto-downloaded to your phone. For your convenience and your listening torment. Other than that, that's it, guys. Hopefully we'll see you back next week. And if anything exciting breaks between now and then, we'll be sure to let you know. Anyways, that's it for us. We will see you later. Good night.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.